if you like /Ryen. So honestly, I don't want to read a ton of.
Let me tell you what's required.
Life advice, rr@gmail.com. Okay, a couple things. We get a ton of engagement ring stuff. So honestly, I don't want to read a ton of follow-ups on this because a lot of you guys did a great job with this. You really did. There was one guy in particular, apparently he watched an episode of The Bachelor or a Bachelorette, and the guys had to go ring shopping, and then they showed all these different rings, and the guy said he was pausing, being, well, what do you like about that one? What do you like about this one? And whatever. And then he was able to deduce from that intel, which was actually pretty smart. But then I don't know, look, if the guy who emailed in about the surprise engagement ring deal, if you watch The Bachelor, maybe you could be like, hey, do you want to go? But again, if that episode already aired, that would seem a little obvious. Also, some Pinterest ideas. Does anyone under 100 use Pinterest? I don't know. Do you guys have Pinterest accounts?
No. I've clicked on a link a few times, but you can't get in there without an account. So I've never.
Yeah. Again, there's going to be somebody who's like 38 who loves Pinterest who's going to follow up with us and be like, I can't believe you guys said that. Like, all right, we said it.
Our bad.
It's been said. It's been said. We had a couple guys emailing in asking for the email address for the thick girl, which is not exactly. It's not what we're doing here. I think they were being funny. I hope so. But you know what? Most of the emails, and we'll get to a couple, were about Kyle's workout with the Nigerian guy from Frolic Room, where, if we don't do a remote from Frolic Room at some point, I think that has to be on the to-do list. I'm down. I'm down for Kyle can host the show. I'll just hang in the back. Maybe I'll work security with a Nigerian guy. But we were told, Kyle, on Monday, and I did not follow. That was on me. You guys are very good at letting me drive this thing, so I know how it is. It's like, hey, I don't want to remind you that you're forgetting about a follow-up. But we now have 4 days since we were told that you were going to give us what you told us on Monday and where we're at on Friday.
Ah, shit. See, because you know a little bit of this already.
I don't really, though.
So Monday was supposed to be the first day of the rest of my life. And
they all are.
8 that's right. So 8 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm supposed to be there, meet him literally outside the Frolic Room, not go into the Frolic Room, and then walk to this undisclosed location, which I haven't seen yet because, shocker, I bailed twice. The first night was Monday. It was Cards, Rams. There was no way. There was just no way.
You were going to work out at night. But again, that game starting for us around 5 o'clock. You could get settled maybe on the couch at 4:30, correct?
I was at the Frolic Room at 5 on the dot. So there was so I'm going to drunk work out at 8, 30 minutes left in the game. Well, it just wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to work. And I was like, my bad. I'm sorry. What?
Back up.
What?
Back up. You were thinking you could just have a couple Monday beers and then work out. And when you haven't worked out in how long?
Since they put the mask back on at the gym. It's been that long. Taking some long
I've never
walks,
heard
though.
of. I don't know too many guys that their pre-workout is a couple Bud bottles.
No, and it wasn't that I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it that way, but it happened that way. And then first half of the game, I was like, listen, I got to bail on you tonight. There's no way. I got to watch this game. There's no way.
It's a big game.
It was a big game. It was fun. There was a lot of Rams fans in there. It was fun to watch them be happy. So that I was like, all right, Friday or Wednesday for sure. I promise. Wednesday rolls around. I get my hair cut. It's 2:00. Haven't hung out with my barber in a long time. He's like, guess what? I booked us a lunch right after the haircut, and I don't have another cut until 6. I was like, okay, fine. Haven't seen him in a long time, like in a friendship, fun capacity, because he's always working. He's the best barber on Melrose. Shout out Fern Studio. So now it's like I go at 2:00. I'm ready to come back, and now it's 2 a.m. and we're at a Hollywood. It's like we've been drinking from 3 until like 2 a.m. and somebody was not happy with that when I got home. But so Wednesday was a wash, and so now today's Friday.
Bill?
Was not Bill. Was not Bill.
So wait, all right. So just to recap, Monday was going to be the first day of the rest of your life.
Yes.
Were you hammered when you made the plans to work out with the Nigerian guy?
Hammered, no.
Hammered, no. But having a good
friendly,
time.
yes.
Right. Yeah,
yes.
friendly.
Definitely.
That's a great idea. You know what? I'm definitely doing that.
Yeah.
We should start a business together.
Yeah.
Okay, so Monday, first day of your life, Monday Night Football, huge game. You work in sports. Totally understandable. Tuesday, work. Wednesday, make plans to do it again. Have a haircut. Go on a 13-hour bender.
Spent so much money. It's disgusting how much money I spent on
How much money
Wednesday.
did you spend?
I actually haven't really totally looked. I've been seeing like email charges of things I did. It's like, whoa, wait, what? Why did I Venmo a guy $50? And it was somebody's birthday, and I was like, oh man, I'll help you out. Or I was so stupid. It was somebody I knew. I don't even want to get into it. Basically, it was just like I was spending money left and right. And it's like I I don't do that often, but it was amazing how I was throwing shit around on Wednesday.
We shouldn't even have opened the podcast with the NFL games. I mean, I could do an hour on this. I have 1 million follow-ups. You
know what the problem is? 8 o'clock's a shitty time. It's a shitty time to be like, yeah, let's get it.
So the plan was to work out at 8 o'clock at night.
Yes.
I don't like that for you.
I don't like it for me either. That's insane.
Especially you start getting on that pre-workout stuff, you're not going to fall asleep.
I'm doing stuff at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, pre-workout, Michelob Ultra. Maybe we could do some reads. Like, you ever feeling a little behind at the gym? Slam back 3 Mick Ultras and hit the squat rack and tell me you're not having a great time. It reminds me of this time, like when I used to play pickup hoops. This guy would dip while he played pickup hoops. He'd run up and down the whole time. And the whole thing was he would dip in a way where he could dip off of the court, or excuse me, he would spit off the court.
Into the grass, or where? Is it an outdoor
The grass.
Court?
Yeah, it was an outdoor court surrounded by grass, asphalt, blacktop. And he was fucking awesome too. But he'd get the outlet, he'd dribble, he'd pull up from 3, he'd jab step, make a great pass, and then he'd spit and then go back. And he never would like post up because he couldn't spit. He wouldn't drive. He wouldn't be in the middle of the court. He played on the perimeter all the time just so that he could dip and spit while he played pickup hoops. I've never seen anything like it in my entire life. And I'm not
How old was he?
Let's see. Those are just the best times. I just started to reminisce big
nostalgic.
Because I'd be like, hey, I got nothing to do during the day again today. And I was probably, 23, 24. And I'd take my pickup truck and my ball and I'd pick out a CD, maybe Mass Appeal. And I'd get all fired up and I would just drive around Burlington looking for games. Like just like bounty hunter, just looking for games. And then this one was grimy. This was a grimy game. Some really good players, some local kids, street toughs. Because then I would see them out later. And I would see how they would handle their business. And this one guy was, I don't know, probably late 20s, maybe 30, whatever. He's kind of a tough guy. He was a good basketball player. He must have been like unbelievable in high school, but he loved to dip, and pickup hoops wasn't going to get in the way. I've never seen anything like it. So anyway, I don't know. Oh, I told that story, I guess, other than the pre-workout beers and stuff. So where are we at? Where are we at with you now on your workout routine? Because it was a bad week. Week 1 was not a good one. You didn't need a notebook for this one.
Not great. I think 8 p.m. I hope there's something we could do to fix that. I'm going to try to go tonight. But then you know what? This guy's in town. He got in town yesterday, and like he's leaving Saturday. So it basically leaves Friday night. What the fuck am I going to do? All the best stuff happens after 8 o'clock at night. So I don't know what's going to happen. Wish me luck. Maybe I'll talk to him about trying to get a better schedule going. But I think his schedule's his schedule, and I wouldn't mess with his schedule. So we'll see. He might be working out alone tonight. Maybe not. I'll let you know on Monday.
I would say this. Just try to get a sweat in. Start that process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just I don't know what he's going to try to put you through the first day. If he starts pushing you and fail your reps and all that kind of stuff, it's not what you need. And I know you're younger, but you just need to get some movement. You need to get a little sweat. I would start doing like full body stuff for 30 minutes, really, really low weight. Get your body used to the actual part of this. This guy, what's his nickname? Christian Okoye. Like I'm worried about his day 1 routine for you. Although I don't know, he's probably a little more worried about you because it sounds like you had a great week. It just wasn't great for the workout part.
Yeah, but I was good enough not to drink at Frolic Room on Wednesday when I was blowing him off. So I at least kept it together.
Fair. Common problem here. Blast from the past is what it says. Like everyone else that emails you, I love the show. I don't think I've missed a pod since you started. You and SVP used to get me through so many work days. Devastated the show ended. Grateful you got this thing going. All right, here we go. Situation I think you guys can help me with, involving a childhood friend I hooked up with back in the day while on vacation with my mom. She's recently resurfaced in my life. All right, I'm 36. He's in sales. He lives in the Midwest. He's giving us a lot of stuff. 6'2", 210 lean, though, and he's super into Orange Theory, which is important. Okay. Flashback 13 years ago. I'm 23, single. One day my mom calls me and says she has a 3-day work conference. She has to go to San Diego. Asks me if I want to tag along. She wants to drive north after the conference and see her friend Rachel. That's a fake name. And wants some company for the trip. She said she'll pay for it. I know that sounds super lame, but it was actually awesome. Had my own room, which he wanted to clarify for us. He said he played Torrey Pines, hung in La Jolla, went to Coronado. All that stuff's kind of fun. I would say downtown San Diego maybe isn't as highly rated as you would think. So he said he loves his mom and he was broke, 23, trip to Cali, great. He said before arriving to San Diego, my mom also hits up Rachel's daughter, Sarah, it's also a fake name, who lived in San Diego at the time. For context, Rachel's an old friend of my mom's that used to live in the Midwest. Okay, on and on and on. All right, long story short about the weekend. Sarah and I hit it off. She's all grown up and is hot now. So they were childhood friends. Now they're both 23-ish. She's hot. I guess this guy's hot too. Both of us single. So we end up ditching my mom for 2 days. My own room no longer needed. Let's see what
Nice.
you're doing there. Yeah. And enjoyed a few steamy nights together at her apartment. It was amazing. Had some hot tub action, beach action, hit the bar. This guy's leaving out no details. Might be one of the best weekends of my adult life. My Monday morning, it's time for me to hit the road with my mom to go see Sarah's mom, Rachel, for a few days, then fly back home. My mom picks me up at Sarah's apartment on the way out of town because she had the rental. I could certainly tell that my mom knew I'd been sleeping with her friend's daughter the last few nights, but she didn't say a word. My mom's cool like that. Digable Planets. I had dinner with Rachel and the mom. Or no, wait. He's got a lot of details in here. All right, so you slept with your mom's friend's daughter. Okay.
Who was hot?
I have to edit this, self-edit it. I am long-winded and I love all the extra detail, but we got a podcast we got to run here. All right. Sarah and I really liked each other, and I decided I was going to go back and visit ASAP. I come back home, even booked a flight back out to see her. 2 weeks into this anticipation, we've been talking by phone a little bit. She says to me the guy she's totally into before their weekend together had come back into play. That was quick. Let's just say that guy was probably in play prior to this. So it never happens. All right. Fast forward to present day, because they never saw each other again. The magical San Diego weekend with sex all over every water sanction area you could possibly have, and that you had dinner with her mom later, which I love that you put that in there. So they never talk again, guys. They never talk again. Fast forward to present day. I'm happily married, been together 11 years, married for almost 7. We were friends for 3 years prior to dating because we worked at the same place. My wife is the jealous type and was with plenty of guys before me. Okay. I even hooked up with her best friend before we ever got together. Her best friend worked at the same place as well. My wife knew about it, and she still ended up being maid of honor at our wedding. I see her all the time and even go on group vacations together. Never been weird at all. We're adults. Shit happens. I love that perspective. Most people don't have it. Most people don't have it. I would, if you sleep with my wife, you're not going to be in my wedding party.
That's fair.
Just a
Also
rule
fair.
I'm going to have. Right. Is that my own issue? Sure. Judge your way. So here's what happens. Before Christmas, I run into Rachel at my mom's birthday party that she came to town for. She tells me that Sarah, remember the girl from San Diego, with a husband now and 2 kids, recently relocated to my city. I ask where they live. Turns out half a mile from my house. What a small world. 2 days later, I walk into Orange Theory for my workout. Who's there? Sarah is there. Jesus, F my life. Last time I saw her was when my mom picked me up at her apartment 13 years ago. She tells me she just joined and absolutely loves it. Wow. I've now seen her at Orange Theory at least twice a week for the last 3 weeks. No big deal. We say hi and bye, then go about our days. I even told my wife all of it, and we both laughed about it. Like I said, small world. So you and your wife are totally cool talking about everybody that you've been with in your past. It almost seems like you enjoy talking about it, which, again, not judging. It's just not the norm. Okay. Then one morning this past weekend, I'm on Instagram when I get a notification that I have a direct message from Sarah. So bizarre. She says that she would love to get together sometime for a double date, maybe drinks or dinner, meet the wife, and also throws in, I haven't mentioned our past to my husband. Yeah, like most normal fucking people. But I actually think that you guys would really get along, but I think mentioning our past would definitely sabotage any potential hanging out. So awkward, he says. But it got me thinking, should it never happen? I'm going to be seeing her regularly at workouts. We've known each other since we were kids. We're in the trendy part of downtown where everything is at. She and her husband could be cool. They know absolutely no one, and my wife and I don't have that many couples friends. We relocated to the city right before COVID, which has made it even harder to make friends. Plus, is it even possible to make new friends at the age of 35? I'm not sure. It is hard. It is hard to do. It depends on what what's your application requirement, right? What percentage of friends are you letting in that apply? Mine's low. Let's say we hang. Is it going to be weird? God, this is a long fucking email, man.
It is.
I
know where it's going. Yeah.
I don't know. I thought this was going to be a little weirder, and it isn't. He just says this. Let's say we hang. Is it going to be weird at dinner? The 3 of the 4 people know that I've been with his wife. I'll clean it up. Jesus, dude. What if we hit it off and become friends? Will this secret come out at some point and make all of this not even worth trying? What if he and I become boys? Maybe hit the golf course. And while waiting on the 13th tee box, I think to myself, this guy still has no idea about the time I slept with his wife in a hot tub. We were 23. I can be an adult about it. There's zero interest on my end. She still looks all right, though. Jesus, she has a family now, and I would never cheat on my wife. What are my options? I don't know, man. I would, there's 2 parts of this. One is I get the friend part of it, but pick somebody else. Pick somebody else. You're going to spend the whole time, like you're not supposed to ever tell him. The wife says you can't ever tell him. So you're never going to tell him. Like, think how you would feel. Now, clearly you don't care. You don't seem to care about any of this stuff. There are couples that you never care about each other's past. I've never been in one of those things. I don't know what that says about me. I don't know what it says about you. I guess there would be more criticism of me for being like, yeah, I just don't want to fucking hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. But the worst part of this whole thing is that she's like, hey, you should hang out with my husband, but also never tell him about our past. If my wife were ever like, hey, you're going to meet Frank. He's a great hang. And then I somehow found out like 5 years later, after she introduced me to this guy, it's like, oh, because I slept with him that whole time. Like, if the wife is admitting that her current husband wouldn't want to hear about the past, I think it's screwed up that she's then trying to make sure you guys are friends. So unless this is all some sort of weird wop swipe deal where this is how it all starts, I don't know. But I say no to all of it.
Yeah, if I was that guy, I would do exactly what I've been doing to my friend Austin down at the Frolic Room and say, yeah, we'll totally do it, and then never do it. That's what I would do. I would say, yeah, no, we should totally get together, and then just for one reason or not another, just don't ever follow through.
Yeah, I just don't think you need friends that badly. Like, I know that you got some things going on, and there's just no way. Ron, you put it like if you end up golfing with this guy and you become friends with him, you're always going to have this thing in the back of your head. And some people could live with that. And maybe he can. I know I couldn't, and it would just bother me. And I think I would always kind of hold back as a friend. So I don't even think it would ever be like a really meaningful, great friendship anyway. And it doesn't seem like there's like a swingers vibe here that she, maybe from her perspective, it doesn't seem like from the emailer's perspective there is. He's just kind of interested in what he should do. But I just don't think it's worth it at all. I don't think that friendship is worth, probably the juice isn't worth the squeeze, I should say.
Yeah, but do you say no or you say yeah and then never follow through? Is what
I think saying. You do what you did and just kind of say yeah, sure, and then just never follow up.
Yeah, don't actually make the plan. So don't say you'll be at the Frolic Room at 8:00, but also, just say yeah, we'll totally do that. This month's a little crazy. She'll get the idea and stop bothering you about it soon enough, I think.
I don't think there's a lot more to do here.
Yeah,
I don't.
It's sewed up.
Okay, let's do a little football preview life advice email on the way out. All right, what's up? 26 years old, 5'8", 200, thick. I can't believe guys just being like, what was that girl's email address? Like, oh, yeah, here you go. Here you go, Kevin. Here it is. Anyway.
Fire away.
Yeah. Glad I could help. Please subscribe. Spread the word. Anyway, I'm traveling from Salt Lake City to Kansas City this weekend with the boys to see the Bills versus the Chiefs. My 2 roommates, also known as my best friends, are both Bills fans, big Bills fans. I'm no real Chiefs fan, but I'll be supporting them this weekend. What?
Seems like a dick move.
I'm no real Chiefs fans, but I'll be supporting them this weekend. One of those buddies of mine gets super amped up and likes to talk a ton of shit. Wait, I'm confused. Is he saying that he's not a Chiefs fan, but he's going to be rooting for the Chiefs while he goes with the 2 Bills fans?
To the Chiefs game,
is that,
So maybe he's just looking out for number one.
Let's reread the entire message. Traveling from Salt Lake to Kansas City this weekend with the boys to see Bills versus Chiefs. My two roommates, also known as my best friends, great line, are both big Bills fans. Stop. Full stop. I'm no real Chiefs fan, comma, but I will be supporting them this weekend. I mean, that leads me to believe the way he wrote it. I'm wondering if he made a mistake. Because this reads as if he's going to root for the Chiefs, correct?
I think he is. I think he is, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I could just give you advice right now. Why would you do that? If you don't even care, like, I'm just going to pull for the Chiefs while I go with my Bills lifers buddies. Okay. All right. Moving on. As he said, one of the buddies gets super amped and likes to talk a ton of shit, and it obviously gets much worse once he's drunk, which he will be heavily this weekend. It doesn't matter where he is or what he's doing. He likes to provoke people and getting them to react to whatever bullshit whatever bullshit thing he's poking at them with. I mentioned to him that he's going to need to chill out a bit at the game so he doesn't get his ass kicked by a group of Chiefs fans. And because I'm his friend, I don't get dragged into it. Are you going to be beating him up with your other Chiefs buddies? The entire email is thrown off by maybe just poor phrasing of that. He told me to worry about my fucking self.
He's already drunk. Wow.
And he's going to say whatever he wants to say to Chiefs fans. I'm now worried that because of what I said, he's going to try to prove a point at me at the game and result in his drunk ass getting whooped by a bunch of Chiefs fans. I do not want to end up in one of those ridiculous Twitter fight videos because my boy was running his mouth thinking nobody would step up to him. What do you and the guys think I should do? Keep my distance if something happens? Or do I have to be a good friend and back him up if shit goes bad? Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Maybe throw in a couple barbecue suggestions if you're familiar with Kansas City. I was there for like 48 hours once, so I don't. We did a live show, hung out with Dennis Eckersley, went to the home run derby. We were in and out. I don't even know if it was 48 hours. It might have been 48 hours. I don't know. David Jacoby came up to me at a bar, was like, hey, he's like, a ton of respect for you. And I was like, oh, thanks. He's like, you do a good job. I was like, oh, it's always cool to have people say they like you. He's like, I didn't say I liked you. I was like, okay.
Fair.
Interesting.
Yeah, but would you rather be respected or liked? I feel like you'd rather be respected. So you know
me?
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
So
yeah.
you know,
it was just a hard pivot. I was like, oh, okay. So let's go with the premise that the Chiefs thing is screwed up and that he'll be rooting for the Bills with his buddies. Actually, you could argue none of that even matters. If you have one of these friends that's a complete wild card, maybe you were the wild card at one point. It's a selfish thing to do. It's a selfish thing to do to be the wild card in it. And look, I don't think anybody ever says, you know what was a really good phase of my life is when I used to go to sporting events and start shit with everybody. I'm psyched I did that. No regrets.
Miss those days.
Yeah. Older guys will buy a fucking car. Maybe they go see a concert. Maybe they get a divorce, date somebody young. You rarely hear about the guys like, you know what Russillo started doing? He started going to Lakers games and just motherfucking everybody all the time, hoping to get in a fight outside of. Yeah, he was outside of Tom's Urban, just wrestling. His shirt was ripped open. It doesn't. Nobody ever misses those days. So your buddy sucks, and you already know that. And the fact that he's already giving you the heads up of worry about yourself, like, how did these guys ever leave Buffalo? What brought them to Salt Lake? Maybe the lesson is you don't jump in and you let him get his ass beat if that happens. I mean, I would hope this guy's got some sort of hands if he's going to be going in there like he's fucking, going to Liverpool in the 80s. So speaking of, never got that author on. Shout out to Bill Buford. I don't know, man. There's a pretty obvious thing, and I would almost I don't have a lot of help for you on this, Kyle. So go ahead. I mean, this is maybe I'm too old on this one,
dude. It's the playoffs. It's gonna be way worse than a normal beatdown too. It'd be like a playoff ass whooping. I don't know. This sucks.
Imagine the anxiety going into the stadium, wondering if there's like a 30% chance you're going to get jumped
from the
at the
night
end.
Before. Yeah, this sucks from the night before the game. I don't like this.
The only thing you can hope for is that the Chiefs win. If this guy who's emailing in doesn't care, it's better if the Chiefs win. Because if this guy sucks and he's talking shit and Chiefs fans have won, they're like, whatever, there's still a chance you're going to get into a fight. but they're not going to care as much. If this guy is wired the way I think we all understand that he's wired, and the Bills pull this off, which again, very doable, and then he starts mouthing off to pissed off drunk Chiefs fans. And again, I'm not talking about like, I don't know how to rank the toughness of football fans, but it's a numbers thing at that point. Nobody's going to be having your back, and you're just going to be sitting there. You're going to be lucky if you're only getting beer and mustard on you at this point. And those fights, those Twitter fights in the stadium are gross. The rules.
Somebody has
combat.
the high ground too. Somebody's always got the high ground. There's one. You're getting dragged across seats. Like
they're rarely fair. It's a sucker punch fucking festival with those things too. So you're gonna get. I mean, if it does happen, you're gonna get punched, and you get to think about it. The drive there or the flight in, pre-gaming the night before. You get to think about all of this. So have fun. You could not go. I mean, there's still probably a greater chance you don't get into something than you do. But if this guy's just looking for a problem the entire time, and he told you to go fuck yourself when you said, hey, can you chill out a little bit? I would just stop going to games with him. That's the ultimate problem solver. But you want to go to an awesome AFC, not championship game, but an awesome AFC playoff game.
Maybe you could like dose him with something. Maybe you could like sedate him or something on the way over.
That sounds like a good idea.
Give him a horse tranquilizer.
Yeah, a couple NyQuil, just break, whatever. Just put it in the jungle juice, whatever he's drinking, whatever they drink to stay warm in Buffalo. Just so he's a little more.
Give him a Xanax before.
Yeah, get him a little. I was gonna say tie him up, but it sounds like he would rage out of it. So maybe you could just maybe you could dose him on the way over, so he's a little more docile.
It sucks when you have that one friend that you're like, and it's always younger. It doesn't happen when you're older. Guys are younger. Maybe there's some sort of hormonal thing going on, but it's like, oh, we're gonna go out with so and so tonight. Like,
I'm sad for this guy.
See what happens. Yeah, so enjoy the game. Go Bills. That's life advice. Thank you to Kyle and Steve. We'll be recapping all the NFL games and some NBA action, and we have a producer from the Apple series The Line coming on next week too, which is one of the best docs I've watched in a long time. So fired up, a lot of good stuff as always.